Hello and welcome to the Magic of Boots 50th episode. This is Ronnie. I have Shudipta with me. Shudipta, how are you doing?
So far good. How about you?
Uh, Not bad at all, but it seems like we haven't talked for a while. Uh, we
Uh,
were,
th-
yeah.
so many things going on
Oh,
at the
yeah.
same time
Yeah,
in our life,
exactly.
also, like, I guess, in football world as well.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely talk about a little bit of football. If
Yeah.
uh, So we are supposed to go to La Liga and talk about, and I think we have missed the El Clasico that happened.
Yeah.
Did you see it first of all?
I'm only in the first half because it's like way past my bedtime and
Okay.
I don't want to stay awake at that time. But yeah, like well, yeah, uh, I had actually different expectations uh, in terms of like quality of football from
hmm
Barcelona as well.
hmm
But I know that Real will uh, try to play a certain way
hmm
and try to make it through.
hmm
But from the first minute on, the Real was like more like we talked about philosophy and everything, and Real has actually more clear philosophy than Barcelona, and that was actually surprising to see, you know. But they're not like if you think about Ancelotti and his
Not
teams.
even going into technicality, just
Yeah.
seeing everything. Not for a moment. I can't remember Real Madrid looked so comfortable on the game. It doesn't. It didn't feel like they're playing a Clasico at all. They're playing like what they're playing day to day, every game. Almost like they have absorbed pressure. The players knew what they have to do. On the other side, Barcelona were confused. I think there was lack of direction, at least from the players and the substitution and the first 11, wherever we talk about it. But let's get into it. The scoreline says it's 3-1. Uh, what did it go wrong for Xavi?
So many things. If you look the matches against Inter,
hmm
um, you can see uh, actually it did not actually change. The thing is that like I would say like they're sort of like Nottingham Forest of Spanish league.
Although,
So
anyway, go ahead.
yeah, but but except for that fun part, but what I meant that like they bought so many players. There were certain types of drama going on at the beginning of the season. Now drama was actually turned down, but we expect them to actually play good this time of the year, especially because this is the time if you want to win the league, uh, you have to face those sort of big opponents and those intensity of games and Champions Leagues and everything. Um, what was missing is that like matches after matches, the squad selection is not the squad. The 11 selection is like completely wrong. I'm not sure like when if you notice that like when Frankie de Jong was playing in Busquets position,
hmm
Barcelona seemed actually looks good. And Frank Kessie actually, I would say he's not actually how can I say utilized properly. I would
hmm
say,
hmm
and the most important thing is timing. Timing is everything. We like last week, Ballon d'Or was announced for 2022, and I guess the Copa Trophy was won by Gabi.
hmm
So like Barcelona right now have like two golden boy in their midfield,
hmm
but they are they are not even like doing performing well. So I, it was sort of like my personal how can I say, like I wanted to know the answer why it's not. um, so I was looking for some matches, uh, and what I found that like the timing I mentioned a few minutes earlier, that like the engaging of the we if you remember this master class of Xavi, um,
The YouTube
he
video.
was talking
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
yeah, that YouTube video. He was talking about wingers and stuff like that. It was actually impressive. And the thing is that like you have like thousands of ideas to do, and even like those players are actually honestly doing those sort of stuff. But the only problem is different between like Real looks more how can I say confident, and Barcelona weren't actually. It's because of the timing, like timing to engage those wingers, timing to engage when to engage those two players like Gavi and Pedri, time to engage Lewandowski at what point. They don't have actually those timings right at all. um, and sometimes they when they goes to like wingers and they try to do something from the wings, they have like the same idea, like always, okay, give the ball to Dembele or give the ball to Rafinha and see what happens. And it's not like they're not Lionel Messi or something like that. um, they are not going to give you the same service that Lionel Messi did, but like they are good in 1v1 situations, like, so give them 1v1s. They are giving them actually the ball to do create something out of
Exactly.
nothing.
Exactly.
So
Especially
it's not
Dembele.
that even there. Yeah, and it's not even there actually, like everyone is saying like they are not performing well and stuff like that. And although they win against in the midweek, right?
Yeah, against
Um,
Villarreal.
Villarreal, yeah, Villarreal is a like fun team to watch sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But um the thing is that like with Barcelona right now, like this timing is not like Xavi has this idea. um Actually, recently I discussed it with in an interview. Like the timing, if you don't put the timings, not like if you cannot assign the to timing for your task, you are going to have some sort of problems. Like and also like it depends on the what why I mentioned Nottingham Forest is that like those players actually have qualities to be in Barcelona, and they are doing it in some matches, and some matches they are. But it depends. They're becoming a team, so like they are going to know each other more well. But with experience, like Pedri or Gavi doesn't have experience, but Real Madrid midfield does have those experience, like experience to win like at least like 5 Champions League. Some of the players have those sort of experience. So there's this, they can actually pick the moment, when to run, when to where to run and stuff like that. And youngsters like Fede Velverde, oh my god, it's like unbelievable player. He can be, I would say, like he can be a false nine and
Okay.
still make it through.
We'll talk
Like,
about Valverde in a definitely separate section because he's doing so well.
yeah.
But I think you touched upon a very interesting points on Xavi. First of all, I thought the number five Busquets, brilliant player, used to be still a great passer. He can't control the midfield anymore. That was number one, and I think he played Frankie De Jong on a eight number eight role or number six role. I thought Gavi was missing because Gavi had that energy and has that competitiveness. If he would have dropped Frankie De Jong in place of Busquets, probably would have been a different thing, because Frankie can take the ball in and a press resistant player. I think you mentioned about Cassie as well, was not utilized properly, and the other part I baffle me is that both Rafinha and Dembele wants to play in a certain in one side, in the right side, and they're trying to use both of them and trying to see what happens. Um, and in a game like Real Madrid, I mean, Real was so comfortable. I think this there is a particular 1.5 minute section that Real is in lines. They're on their lines. They're not even pressing, and Barcelona just picking the ball sideways, sideways, back, sideways, sideways, back, sideways, sideways, back. So Real Madrid is saying that, have the ball, bring the ideas, let's see what you can do. And they don't have
It's
anything.
sorry to interrupt. It's
Yeah, go
like
ahead.
watching a blind cat hitting the walls against and again.
Yeah, it's like trying to go through so many passes and see, oh, there is no space. Going back. Again, there is no
This
space.
team can actually play direct football.
Now, I don't know how Barcelona will solve this situation where the teams are okay to sit against them, how they're going to play. And I think somehow Barcelona's style, I'm going to come on the defensive side and the high line. I'll come there. But let me talk this whole section. Now, on a normal situation when Lionel Messi was there, he could have made that different. Like he would have taken two or three players, that shape would have been disrupted, then he could have slipped a pass. There's no Messi anymore. So what you're doing is asking Dembele, whose decision making is not that great always. I mean, he's a very, very talented player, but you're asking him to construct your gameplay. He doesn't have he has in a certain day he makes fantastic decision, in certain days he doesn't. If you're putting all the pressure on him to make the decision and construct play, you're not going to get a lot of things for Lewandowski. And the other part is that when you have Pedri, and Pedri was asked to give the pass away and be the extra guy on the box, but he could have been the guy who could have constructed play, because I think he's very creative, and has a very good decision making capacity. But I think the role Pedri was given, as whatever Dembele was given, should have been given to Pedri, and then see how the things moves. Or if you like Busquets so much, take him out of pivot position and probably let him play the ball, just construct some
At the
attacks.
back.
I think he can still do it.
If you remember the last season, last time Barcelona win the Champions League, 2014-15 season, right?
15, yeah, Xavi's
Yeah,
last season as a player.
Xavi's last season. So like Xavi was like old at the time, and he was not able to make like those runs that he used to do. So like there came actually Rakitic, and he was playing at the role, and Luis Enrique actually bringing Xavi in certain situations, like if they are ahead of like 1 or 2 goals,
To manage the
when
game.
actually he is, yeah, to manage the game, you know, um, to like calm things down and to control, like have more control, because like nobody can actually have like better control on ball than Xavi, and he is like, even though he was like looking at everywhere, but nobody could actually take away a ball. Like even like someone was like pressing, some German teams were like pressing against him. It doesn't matter. He was managing the game all the time. This could be actually Busquets actually, but I don't know about what was the obsession about Busquets and uh,
At the
like,
pivot role. Yeah.
yeah, but he can actually play a different role, and I don't actually understand. Like he has all those ideas. We can actually see those ideas, but what I mentioned, that like this timing and the selection of certain players and a little bit of tricks and twist is, um, and also like I would say like nowadays teams are actually trying to, Barcelona was trying to also like have high pressing and stuff like that. I like when the teams actually get the balls and stuff like that, but it's not like when but it was only effective when Gavi was
Exactly.
there.
Exactly.
and he's sort of like a free role, and he was pressing from like this corner
He's a
to
bundle
the left.
bundle of energy. Yeah, this guy
Yeah.
is running like has a 3 or 4 lunge.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, you can do that with him, or if Frankie de Jong is playing in the
Exactly,
Busquets roles,
exactly.
he was actually basically stopping the those channel passes like from the deep.
And winning a
But
lot of second ball.
yeah, and also like I'm not sure like he's playing the way to open up those wingers, like to unleash the wingers uh, is that like if you have a solid baseline, it's like not baseline, like solid midfield line when you are in the build up. Like for example, like City is comfortable in like 2-3-5 or something like that. So does Arsenal and stuff like that. And Barcelona doesn't have this sort of like formation and like clear role for these wing backs.
No, no, I get it. First of all, your fullback, the wing backs, are Sergio Roberto and still Jordi Alba or Balde, who's still developing.
Yeah.
You spend fortune of money, and still your fullback is Sergio Roberto and say Alba or Balde. Second, Barcelona used to play on the wings on the days of Louis van Gaal. I mean, it's almost like a
Yeah.
2003-4. Even Ricolme
Yeah,
has to play
Didier Drogba, yeah.
in that role. There has to be
Tiger
someone.
was actually using how could I say the wings actually, but
Yeah,
because
but
of
coming inside,
Ronaldinho.
like a Ronaldinho coming
Yeah,
inside. But what
yeah.
what I'm trying to say is that this is so old classic system, old school system. Now you have to have someone in the middle to create something. Like I know Messi's not there, but you have to have someone in the middle to unleash the wingers, even if you want to have wingers to attack. Now, the wingers, especially if you have Usman Dembele in one side, and the moment Ansu Fati came in, he gave something very different than those two. Especially Rafinha is struggling a lot. He's low in confidence. Dembele making,
He's
trying,
playing like 3-4 matches and but without giving him any impact. And if you remember the like last season, Ferran Torres had this sort of moments. Uh, he was completely out of like luck and out of ideas at the time. Sorry to interrupt.
no, no worries. Uh, it is correct that let's say for example Ferran what Ferran gives is a link up, good link up, right? And he tries to connect with Lewandowski way better in one side. He would have given something very different than say Dembele or Rafinha, or you have Ansu Fati who's fit. I mean this guy,
And Fatih brings more firepower. Like he's shooting all the time. Whenever he gets the ball, he is actually like one of the most direct players from. Yeah, he and Gavi actually like the most direct player from the probably I have seen from.
and he's a goal threat
I
too.
would say like yeah, Lionel Messi, like since Lionel Messi.
Exactly, and he's a goal threat too. So it gives
Yeah,
something very different than what you have. So yeah, unfortunate. And also, I have to mention about Barcelona, and obviously the unfortunate thing that the back line is not totally injury free, but still you have Eric Garcia. You buy him as your he's starting for Barcelona. He's starting for Luis Enrique Spain. Um, but this guy is slow. Can't read the game as much. Slow to read the game as well. He has good passing ability, but that can be done by anyone else. So um, the challenge he had on the Rodrigo, especially to give away the penalties, and not just that, in time and again, he's very slow to react. Now he can be a liability to play on the high line system, and if Barcelona kind of knew what this player you know provide, and they still signed him as one of the either top two center back position or the third choice center back position. Obviously, you can talk about Christensen. He's not great either. You can talk about Ronald Araujo. He's probably the brightest among all of them. But you still have Eric Garcia, who you got and paid fortune to be your center back, and he's not actually delivering, especially in the bigger matches against a very good opponent.
Yeah, that's true. Also, like I guess like the injury threat was like too much for Barcelona right now. Um, I would say because like their main two players in the defense is like Kunde and Araujo.
But
Araujo is out
Kunde
now.
came back, right? I understand Kunde came back, but still.
Yeah, he's still not like recovered fully.
But again, that's where the strategy of signing the
Yeah,
Alemani and Jordi Cruyff, whoever is putting these things together, right? Say, for example, if your top two choices are Araujo and Kunde, and one of them get injured, who else plays in a top game against? You bring Eric Garcia, and if Eric Garcia is your top choice or top three center back, you got to ask yourself a question about your scouting and business.
also with all those experience, PK was like horrible. Um,
Well, let's not even start there. I mean,
so yeah, there will be some changes. I guess I say like PK's contract is expiring in next year. I guess uh, there will be some changes also, like with Umtiti leaving, and they will have some breathing in this area. So like they can actually bring more players,
but what
but
I'm surprised about, even in the past, Barcelona used to sign defenders who could read the game. Say, for example, Thomas Vermaelen was signed. He had injury-prone things. The guy, if he could stay fit, could read the game, could read the danger.
Vermaelen was Arsenal captain at the time. And so far I remember it before, yeah, before Par Mertesacker. Um, and Vermaelen was like, how can I say, like, mm, he actually can control everything from the back. That Arsenal team probably won the FA Cup twice, I guess, like
And that is
at the
why
time.
Vermaelen is still there in Belgian national team. So, what I'm trying
Yeah,
to say is that you have a profile, say Rafa Marquez, say Javier
yeah,
Mascherano, you have Carlos Puyol, who could read the game. There's a guy in Manchester United playing who could read the game as well, Lisandro Martinez. Why Barcelona
Sandro
never
Martinez, yeah.
never gone for him, but purchased Eric Garcia, I would never know. But um, coming back to Barcelona's O's, Real Madrid was fantastic.
Oh, unbelievable. How they are playing right now. They're probably only team in the top tier, top five leagues actually who did not lose a game so far, right?
And they don't look like they'll lose a game in next
Yeah,
next
no,
six
no,
months.
no, no in air actually. So, but yeah, how they were playing so far, it's unbelievable to watch, and the team is how can I say, like everyone knows where to go, when to go, and even though the substitutes are coming, and they actually there were some injury like problem with Karim Benzema, and Rodrigo was playing sort of like a false nine and sometimes switching position with Valverde, but yeah, it was like uh, they know what to do, when to do, and there were so many players who can actually kill the game and pick the moments, and they are actually like good in reading the game and picking the moments, and like um, except I guess I would say like Thibaut Courtois or how can I say well, yeah, except for Thibaut Courtois and Carvajal, probably. Other than that, like everyone else is like really good in like reading the game, and but Courtois is not involved in attack, so it
No,
doesn't
and
matter.
also what I like about this team, whoever in the squad, they're multifunctional.
Yeah, and I am so impressed about like Fede Velverde. Like he probably has IQ of like a genius. I would say like I have never seen so far a real player who's like thinking like since probably. I don't know, Guti, I guess I'd say, like,
I
if you
don't think
can.
Guti had that IQ. I think
Yeah, but
he's.
like
I mean,
saw
you
him.
can slot him anywhere in
So
the
he's
field. He could
Yeah,
play.
but I can actually remember like uh, he, him doing stuff, and also like I saw he was one of those academy coaches for Real Madrid a few years ago. But now I would say like probably he's working in some Turkish club. So if I am not mistaken, but I saw his team playing at that time. So like he's one of those guys who can actually uh, think that far, like that far IQ,
No, definitely. There obviously some great Real Madrid players. You know, we don't go beyond Fernando Redondo or someone like that. But coming back to Fede Valverde, he started as wherever they need, and then he excelled it. He started to. I don't know. He I think I saw an interview that he hired his mental coach. I worked with them, but I don't know if working with mental coach will just give you that much of energy and everything. He's doing everything right. I mean,
I I think it does, because like see for Haaland, he's just
yeah,
doing the same thing so far, and he scored actually twice yesterday as well.
yeah.
So
But what Valverde said at uh, that interview, I can remember he did credit a lot to his mental coach and how it's shaping his game and how he's seeing the things and how can he help the teammates. To the point, he played so well on that right flank. I couldn't actually believe when they started Valverde playing on the right flank. Like I thought he was a more interior guy who could have been more like a Casemiro replacement at certain point or an addition to Tony Cruz or something. But then he converted himself into the right flank and can go up and down like 90 minutes, 180 minutes, whatever the minutes. He can go up and down. And then he started to score goals, some scorching goals. He started to score. He scored again today. The guy is as consistent as you can get. And maybe
now he
11,
has like,
yeah,
yeah, confidence to shoot outside of the box and score screamers.
yeah, goodness gracious me. I just hope that he keep himself fit and he's doing fantastic. So as Barcelona given what Vini Jr. needed is a space and against uh, I mean, if you see the first two goals, especially the Benzema goal, everyone was on a foot race against Vini Jr. and they were all wanted to go back. And I don't know, nobody actually picked up in the back that Benzema was there lurking behind. Uh,
That's what actually Vinny does. Even like if you saw today's goals,
yeah,
he was creating threats like that, and Sevilla actually made those mistakes, like moments of like you have to make decisions like really quick, like in microseconds probably, and that's why actually like defenders are making mistakes against Vinny Junior. And also like I would say like it's not only that like he's all about speed and everything, but sometimes like he slow things down and like find players or let the balls go and find other players and stuff like that. And you know it's like and when I think about it, when I saw how Mbappe was playing, like this team doesn't go with Mbappe at all, you know like
like you're talking
um,
about Real Madrid.
yeah, yeah, Real Madrid. And this all those players actually from attack to defense, everyone is playing for everyone,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
everyone is making run for everyone. So it's like a
It's a
complete
very very good
like,
harmony.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And look, um, what's his name? Lucas Vasquez.
Yeah.
He's not a right back.
No.
He's originally a winger. Now he's like 31 years old and converted into right back position, and he actually scored another goal. He was like the second one, right? The
Yes.
tiebreakers.
Yes. Against Sevilla. Yeah.
Yeah, Sevilla. So. he came in and he scored, and he's one of those guys who can actually pick up those moments. And that was from a counter attack, and there were like four players in, and one of them was their right back, Lucas Vasquez. So like he knows how to go, when to go, stuff like that. And he's also like a really good, still speedy player,
Yeah, it's
I would say.
and the system they kind of play. It seems like so fluid. I mean, everyone can pop up in
Mm.
every kind of situations and try to join the attack, and the awareness of Vinny Junior to find his teammates. I think it's great. He has added that thing in his under his arsenal. I think he was someone who would have cut inside and just shoot wayward shots, and then he improved from that way beyond, and now he's adding a lot of finesse to his passing and finding the players. So all credit, all looking gloomy for Madrid at this point. But do you
Yeah,
think?
and
I was
yeah,
going to say one. I was going to ask one question. Obviously, for Barcelona, it's a tough October month because of the schedule they had, right?
mm,
Still, it's not over. I mean, they have Bayern Munich in the. I mean, tomorrow they have Athletic Bilbao,
mm,
and then there is Bayern Munich coming in the mid week, and then
midweek. Yeah.
obviously there is Valencia coming in the next week again in Mestalla. Never an easy game. Um, are we in a situation? I mean, obviously they're not out in the league, but still, is the season ending in October?
For Barcelona, it seems so, but maybe they can actually squeeze something out of the league. I'm not sure if they are consistent and stuff like that. But if they are demoting to the Europa League, that would be tough because like most of their games are in Saturdays and Sundays, and playing on
Thursdays.
Thursday, and then again, they have like this injury list, like too many injured players. But also, I would say like
Financially,
this.
20 million loss.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And also, those are the stuffs they're going to handle in January and or end of December probably. I'm not sure. And that is right after the World Cup, and so many players of Barcelona is going to play in the World Cup. So like I'm not sure about the mentality. What will they get from those players? And so it's, I would say like it will probably end uh, before even like in the mid season.
That's so cruel. Given 20 million, that's a lot of money for Barcelona, given that they
Yeah.
have a lot of economic leverage. By the way, Laporta went into the referee's room and created a scene or something. I thought it was a fantastic
It will
stunt.
always be some drama with like Laporta and like with Barcelona board and everyone. Like, they are like too much. I'm not sure like if
I think he's
they are
trying
too.
to show that his is there, so his presidency is still there. But give, I mean, now Barcelona obviously has changed in Villarreal game. Some of the
Like these sort of things you do when your teams are not playing well or stuff like that. If you remember, like the Jurgen Klopp was doing almost similar things in the past,
to
like
take the focus away.
from fifth to yeah to fifth to eighth or seven matches like that week. I so far I remember, and he was doing like I have never seen him so outraged. Like I saw him like excited, but not outraged
Yeah,
like that actually. But yeah, like these are the things happens. Um, they have like they are also like too much involved in those teams. So
yeah, no, fair enough. And also just to finish on that Barcelona, if they go into Europa League again, I mean that's obviously economic losses, but
two in a row.
they try to juggle around the 11 in against Villarreal. They try to play not Dembele and Rafinha together. I think that's going to be the case. And let's see how long Busquets thing actually stays. But
Is Stipe back?
no,
Oh, okay.
but he was not getting minute anyway before even.
No, like before he got injured, actually, he was. Uh,
He just
I
got
guess
one
like he
start
played.
or two start.
Yeah, like he was getting some minutes. Like he got one start, and I guess like two. Yeah, two. Yeah, two of the game he was on the substitute list, and he was making it to the field, and also like he scored probably twice and made one assist to
Yeah,
Lewandowski.
yeah. But coming back
He's
to
also like a goal threat from the left, and
he's a goal threat, and also not dwelling on Barcelona and Real Madrid altogether, but if you look at the table right now, Real Sociedad is in third, if I'm not
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. I'm just
yeah.
thinking
Let me check.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, there. Although they have lost today against Real Valladolid. Uh, Atletico has a game on hand. They're lurking on fourth. What's wrong with
Barcelona has a game with Bilbao. Is
tomorrow?
it tomorrow? No, okay,
Tomorrow.
okay.
Yeah.
Bilbao is playing well.
Yeah, our ex-Barcelona coach Valverde is on the wheel.
But that Bilbao is like this. Bilbao is like a little bit attacking compared to that Barcelona.
I, I
Um,
still think Valverde, as a coach, he knows his team, and then he knows strength and weakness, and he kind of pays that team based on that.
yeah, and he's sort of like Barcelona have a big run. If you remember, like 2017 and 18, like they were unbeatable for like 43 games. It was highest in their
Yeah,
uh,
Paulino was playing. Yeah,
yeah the team.
uh, but yeah, Real Sociedad is in the third with 22 points.
Yeah.
Atletico with 20 points, 10 games. So Atletico, I just want to talk about a little bit of Atletico. What's right, what's wrong with Atletico? What do you think?
I think we already discussed about it actually.
But what we
Like with
didn't discuss is that Rodrigo Di Paul wants to get out.
of the club.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, there were some disciplinary issues since the beginning of the season, and like Argentine press was like I saw some articles from there,
Well, he said
like
is
like if anything goes with like national team players, they always refers like Messi doesn't want this, Messi doesn't want this, stuff like that. But yeah, what they're saying basically, he has some falling out with
Simeone.
yeah, Simeone.
Uh,
So
but he played really well on the other game. I think Atletico was playing last week. I think against Rayo Vallecano. He was playing so well, and he was taken off after 60 minutes or something. And then obviously Rayo came back and leveled things up. I think though technically he went back to 4-4-2, Diego
yeah,
Simeone, and I think he likes it. I think that gives him more kind of peace of mind. The kind of formation. Uh,
he looks more comfortable.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
two guys were covering the like wings,
Yes,
and like everyone is trying to get through the middle, and in the middle he has a solid defense. Always like
yeah,
it. It's sort of like his thing. But their team actually drew against someone
yeah.
today.
That's what I was talking about. Rayo Vallecano last weekend,
Right? Yeah. Okay.
and they had a win a week before against Athletic Club. That was just one goal, and I think Griezmann scoring that goal. Although Griezmann came back and said sorry to apologies to the Atletico fans because of the video he put on before he going into Barcelona. I mean, why you do drama like that and then come back and apologize?
Well, every French player like have this in them actually probably. Like
Something.
there are so many things going on with these French players right now, and everyone is like superstar and everything. Uh, I'm not sure actually, but it's a good thing actually. Like Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, they solved the situation with
Good
Griezmann.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's getting some minutes now.
Well, good for Atletico. Like 126 million they have made off Griezmann. They just bought him back in 20 million, and still the guy is playing some good football at certain right now. But
Yeah,
what it makes it, Joao Felix position is was never really secured, and he didn't really perform on the consistent basis on Atletico sides. Uh,
yeah. Actually, Arsenal is scouting him right now.
okay. Uh,
So far I know from like Edu is actually it's a good thing. I probably like remind me when we are going to talk about the English teams in
okay.
the next episode probably.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but like they are scouting now, Felix. But he's like if Griezmann is there, it's like similar two players. I don't think
And also
they will.
Korea, to be honest. I mean, three
Yeah,
players.
Korea is actually like playing well this season, like better than I would say
He always plays well
Griezmann.
whenever he starts, but problem is it never gets enough run, right?
Yeah,
And also Morata, sometimes hot and sometimes cold. And then you have others such as Laurentien, chipping in and Sauls. But Atletico is still there, hanging on. There is Real Betis on fifth position, and Athletic Bilbao is on sixth. There are some interesting games, obviously, but one of them is Sevilla appointed Jorge Sampaoli again, and obviously Julian Lopetegui was sacked. How do you see that Sevilla's change in the stance of coach?
um, it was interesting, but mm, that that is not entirely actually coach's fault. Actually, the team actually won Europa League 2 3 seasons ago, probably, if I'm not wrong. Um,
Yeah, no, I get he 2 3 seasons ago he was there, but he didn't actually updated this team. At least this
yeah,
season.
yeah, but that is also depends on the sporting director as well. So that is actually not entirely his fault. And um,
As far
if
as
you
I
remember,
knew, he had a lot of say. Obviously, Julian.
oh, okay,
And Julian didn't want to update a lot of players, especially the center backs. I think that's where they're most vulnerable.
yeah, because the two of their like best center backs left at the same time, and they did not bring someone like a high profile or at least close to that profile.
But yeah, Sampaoli came in. There's impact. Obviously, they're trying to play Eric Lamela as a false nine. He's scoring some goals, obviously, but let's see how that things goes over
They
there.
still have a score, right?
They still have his score. They still have Papu Gomez, and there's an interesting stat.
Canales also.
There's an interesting no Canales isn't Real Betis, but what
Oh,
I'm
Betis, sorry.
you talked about Isco, right? So Julian
Mm,
Lopetegui was sacked from Real Madrid when Isco was playing for him. He was sacked from the Spanish national team, obviously in a different conversation, but Isco was on his radar. He was starting for him. Now he brought
yeah.
back Isco in Sevilla and he got sacked. So I don't know why he brought Isco back.
Um, yeah. But yeah, like Sampoli is a good addition. But I told you in the beginning of the season, like, I am worried about Sevilla, um, and it was not actually entirely false. And they were in like right now they are in the situation they are trying to rebuild what or get what they can get from this season. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure like if they can make it to the top four because like Sociedad and Betis is playing so well, and also like Athletic Bilbao.
So is others,
There are
yeah.
so many teams actually,
Yeah,
like
like
Villarreal is also
Osasuna,
like
Villarreal, yeah.
Valencia. Like they're coming back after this horrible Gary Neville experiment. But yeah,
But
uh,
on a bright note, Edinson Cavani signed and he scored for Valencia. I think he scored in top four leagues now in Europe,
yeah.
or five, except scored for Man United.
He, he never played in Italy, right?
No, no, he played in Italy, Napoli. He
Oh,
scored there.
but never played in Germany.
I never played in Germany. Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was right. Four out of five. Yeah.
Okay, maybe next season in the Frankfurt team probably.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do it. Or Union Berlin. Why not? You know.
Yeah, if Becker left, probably
Yeah.
leave. Becker is playing well actually. Okay, we'll get there. But yeah, I don't actually have anything special to add in from Spanish league.
No, fair enough. We can move into Bundesliga as you're itching towards it.
Yeah, Union Berlin actually won a game against how can I say, like this yellow walls. They broke it finally. But um, tomorrow actually it's today for me. There will be a game against Bochum versus Union Berlin. But I hope they will win and keep their position in the first. But what interesting is that like I actually discussed about topics like how techniques, sorry, how they are playing so far, like with two strikers and three in the back. It's an interesting system to watch. But there will be some players I would say like who should be in the uh, national national team or in the radar probably for the next World Cup. But not this, not like 2020, but 2026. But what interesting from that team actually, like I was how can I say more interested to see them play against Dortmund because Dortmund can be uh, like right now, like every team in Bundesliga is so unpredictable. Like you cannot actually guess what's coming up out of the of a certain match. But uh, like for example Dortmund is playing some games like they are probably
Fantastic.
unbelievable to
Yeah,
watch, yeah.
exactly.
And some in some games they are
Pathetic.
like horrible, yeah. But Dortmund actually played well against Berlin. But what important from this team, I would say like they can actually absorb pressure, or they can actually there should be like they could actually how can I say let the ball loose for a while, and try to hang in into the game, and then try to like they are actually like uh, good in picking moments like to when to attack, how to attack, and stuff like that. And also like this pressing, it's always there. Like almost all German teams have right nowadays they can actually press. And and it's actually hard like with the five substitutions, you know. So yeah, I'm not sure about like how far they will go, at least like in the first
Position.
period of the season.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they will go a little bit further. And also there are teams like their main challengers is right now Bayern Munich, as well as they will always be in
Surprise
the talk, yeah. But the thing with Bayern Munich is that like there will be so many players
in the
playing in
World
the
Cup.
World Cup, yeah.
And also Champions
So
League too, because
yeah,
is Union Berlin playing in Europe?
yeah, in Europa League,
All right.
and they're doing fairly well there as well. But that's another thing. Like if they have like they are already like they're tomorrow there will be another match. They so far lost only one game, and if anything doesn't go wrong, they will win tomorrow as well. But what I'm trying to say, like, Bundesliga is like 34 games league. It's fairly short if you think about it. Like at least like 4 games compared to other top 4 leagues. And uh, after like 6 matches, it is already half season
Half
done.
season.
And
Yeah.
if they, yeah, if they are still in the like right now, if they win the next match, they will be like 4 points clear to Bayern Munich. And if they can make it through like I don't know 15, 16 matches, they will actually think about like putting more pressure or putting more like how can I say, like resting players probably in the Europa League. But that is also like a, how can I say, but that's sort of also like they're not in their mentality, like they can go for all.
All attack. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure actually, like what will they do, because it will be in probably in their history, like it will be an interesting thing to see. Also, like Freiburg is not that far.
Yeah. It's not
They
that
are
far.
only,
Third
yeah,
position.
um, yeah, they lost probably one game against someone 2 weeks ago, but they came back yesterday or last week. It was yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say, these two teams actually, and Frankfurt is also like an interesting team to see. And um, German people doesn't, so far I understand, like they don't like uh, this Red Bull ownership. It's not like
Why is that
in
though? I'm just curious.
because like 30, all those how can I say, like
Franchising.
clubs, yeah,
Hmm.
all those clubs are like owned by their local people or local how can I say, fans and everything, like almost like it was like 50 plus one rule, I mentioned before, like at least 51% of the club's ownership should go to the members
Hmm.
of the club.
Hmm.
So like the membership is like really followed well. Even like I saw that in like fourth, sixth tier. I talked
Yeah.
about it. I've been the six-tier game, and there were like membership going on. Like they asked me like at first like if you were a member or something like that. Um, yeah, but what I'm trying to say, like when the clubs have like this membership, they people are more involved in those clubs. So like those
Invested.
games
Yeah.
are like, yeah, but and then German people are not like good in showing emotions, like what we see in the probably in the Super Clasico, like Boca or versus River or something like that. And it's not like that actually, but still there are like a certain
Passions.
how can I say, passion. And also like when you are drinking beer with your mate in the pub, and if anyway he's like in the from the other side state or stuff like that, and somehow football fan, so it will be a heated topic to see. And also like what I'm trying to say, like 50 plus one, the Leipzig actually have in like 36 people in the board, and 35 of them are from Red Bull company. So like they don't
Makes
actually
sense.
sell their ownership, sorry, membership to other people. And
So
that
it's more of a
actually,
corporation. Yeah. Like.
yeah, they're running basically a corporation. So it's sort of like a revolution, like when teams like Frankfurt or Freiburg or Union Berlin is playing against those teams. There are also like so many teams coming at it, like Schalke. I'm not sure like if they can make it through the whole season. Like they're still in the relegation zone, but I would love to see them in the Bundesliga. Uh, but there are so many teams are playing well. Like Leipzig currently in number 8, but um, uh, how can I say, they can still come back. But I would love to see. one of these three, or probably that this structure follows, like Union Berlin in first, or Bayern Munich in second, and Freiburg in third. Frankfurt probably in the fourth position. I hope this maintained, but it will change. And also, like, there is another thing. Most of the players is going to, like, in the German teams are from Bayern Munich, so that would be an tough situation after the World Cup.
Yeah, I saw. Is it Oliver Kahn was very very passionate. I think against
Yeah, if you
Dortmund.
saw the video, yeah. Uh, the thing is with Oliver Kahn, because before him, who's there?
Rummenigge and
Rummenigge was there also. Like before that,
Lothar
Beckenbauer
Matthäus.
was there.
Right, right.
Yeah, Matthews did. Yeah, Matthews was there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Lothar Matthäus was there.
yeah, but the difference between those players and not players, like
I
those
mean, they
personalities.
don't
Yeah,
show.
Yeah, the thing is that, like, they're cool-headed also, like they're excellent. How can I say? Uh, Excellent in man management. But with Oliver Kahn, I would say, like, there were so many problems going on in Bayern team. Um,
And his right
he
hand is it his name is Ule something. Can't remember. But yeah, that
Yeah.
guy is I always get the feeling he's like a sly fox. Uh,
No, it's not like exactly like that, but I think thing with Bayern, but he has those Bayern pride and everything, but still, the problem is that, like, he's not like as cunning as Matthews or something. If you know what
It's
I'm
more
saying.
expressive or more that's what always was like with Oliver Kahn being in German team or
He,
Munich team.
yeah, also, like, he was pushing player from his own team, if I remember correctly. But yeah, like, he's one of my idol actually. Was when I was growing up. I also, like, saw him in in an elevator, in, like, face to face. I could not even believe that actually. But yeah, what I'm trying to say, like, there are some management issues going on. Like, they let Lewandowski go, and there were some other issues with, like, contractor, like Gnabry or some other players.
But let's talk
So,
about that moment when Dortmund really equalized against Bayern Munich. I mean,
um, well, like, he was furious because of probably the minutes they're playing.
right.
Um,
I thought
but
I thought more about defending and but
Yeah, of course, like, like, he's seeing the goalkeeper's point of view, like, no goalkeeper wants to, like, see their defenders actually, like,
I was worried for
letting people
Munich.
shoot.
I was worried for Munich players. I mean, think of it, Oliver Kahn coming to the dressing room that enraged. I don't know. I don't want to be in
Well,
that dressing room.
there will obviously going to be some verbal, uh, like, heated stuff, of course. But, like, no goalkeeper would love to see their defenders actually letting people shoot at goals
Yep.
in the last minutes of the game. Um, and but for stunning for Dortmund, like, they were hanging in there and made this run in at the moment, like, Bayern doesn't have any, like, Bayern could not actually come back. But given even that the point table is showing, like, Dortmund is not in the race. No, well, it's too
Well, it's
early to say
still too
still.
early. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that game is like their Clasico in Germany is it brings out actually too much emotions, like, especially from Dortmund's, like, points of view. Like, well, everyone wants to win against Bayern Munich.
Yeah, for sure.
It's sort of a thing. Yeah, but But for them, they were actually probably the closest title contender for a while. So it was sort of also a pride game, and they did not give up. And also like Bellingham, how he's playing, and there is this certain thing in English media I don't like. It's like they are always like at the beginning of last season they are saying so far like yeah, he's sort of going to Liverpool for sure and stuff like that. Um, uh, and now like Haaland is in City, and I saw talks like okay,
Maybe
um,
City.
yeah, maybe City or stuff like that. And I don't understand. Like he's right now if Royce is not there, he's their captain
Yeah,
so
it's a
far.
main creative outlet right there, and he's
Yeah,
enjoying his
and
football, right?
yeah, and also like if you are playing for English teams except for City, I would say like nobody else is secure for the Champions League position right now.
Or maybe Arsenal,
Well, right now I'm talking about long term, but it
right?
can change. Um, like Liverpool maybe in next season again, but so far what I am seeing like no other team actually is not that secure. You know, they cannot say that like okay, we'll be there for seasons after season, but he can actually still play and develop a little bit more game
Dortmund,
and
yep.
getting more yeah, in game time. And what we have seen from like Sancho or some other players, they actually how can I say, they did not actually pick the right moment, you know, for those sort of transfer. But so I actually saw his father's interview, like how they decided to like there were certain like English media was like I don't know, obsessed. Like they always think themselves like too high, you know, like um but yeah, like this is actually ridiculous. Like and they are asking like why he chose to
Go to
go
Dortmund.
to yeah, Dortmund or some German club. And his father was saying like he will get more how can I say like minutes there, and there were some technical issues from I don't remember who was the coach at that time, but yeah, like they were saying like yeah, they actually have some certain playing with him. So, and at the time there were talks with Manchester United, and Manchester United was obsessed at the time with Pogba and everyone. So that's not a place to go.
Yeah,
Um so yeah, like for him like playing in the top level games, like he's playing Champions League knockout matches for like yeah, yeah, like I would say like they will make it to at least like next season. Probably they are still not that far from the top four. So there will be yeah, he will get more experience. Like playing 200 matches in a side who's playing regularly Champions League football. It's a good thing to do, uh, especially in the early ages. Like when Haaland was playing, or I saw I should like I probably shared the Kevin De Bruyne interview, like
yeah.
when he was moving, and certain English pundits were actually discussing about it, like it was. But yeah, like what I'm saying, trying to say, like when Haaland was there here, and everyone was saying like it's sort of like a farmers league and stuff like that, and also like Paris is
Look
some
who's farmer
transfer.
now.
Yeah, like now it seems like English is in Premier League is more farmers league than Bundesliga.
Well, let's not go there. I understand. I mean, anything else on the Bundesliga that we might be?
Actually, I missed so many games. There were so many I'm gonna say interesting games going on. Leverkusen actually appointed Xavi Alonso. It was a big news. If you have seen his team, the real team, academy team, they actually won almost all of their games. Like there were probably 24 matches. Yeah, 24 matches amongst them. Like 23 of them they won. and one was draw. And they actually finished the season unbeaten, and the team was playing quite, I would say,
Slick
like,
football. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, of
I've
course,
seen
like
that.
yeah. So it's a good thing, and
Yeah,
probably if if he has some experience and push Leverkusen a little bit forward, they have actually qualities. But
hmm
like when you are taking over a team who doesn't believe themselves, like it takes a little bit time.
time.
Like
Yeah,
especially in
exactly.
the middle of the season, you cannot
One season.
bring new players. Yeah,
hmm
so it will be a tough test, tough to see. But if this team make it through like a
But
European position,
what I
uh,
liked about Xabi Alonso's taking over Leverkusen, Leverkusen is one. It's a good club. Two, there's not huge expectation of winning anything right away, but he can develop a lot of players, develop a lot of ideas, and obviously, I believe German league itself is a very tactically nuanced and some of the pace is unbelievable. So he'll have the time to adjust his parameters in whatever he was doing in Real Madrid, Castilla, and academy teams. Uh, I'm a fan, although he's from Real Madrid, but I'm a fan of Xabi Alonso in his Liverpool days and his Real Madrid days. I think he's,
have you seen his master class?
I did, and I think
It was fun to watch actually, and
he
it was also interesting, like to see like from what's the difference between like Xavi and Xavi Alonso is that like he played different systems in
yeah,
football, and he has those like sort of things, like from Martin
Benitez.
Benitez, yeah. Benitez has different techniques, and then he came under Mourinho, then
hmm Gerard, a little
Ancelotti.
bit of Gerard Houllier as a little bit as well.
Yeah, and also like he played, probably finished his career with Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, yeah, he did. So he has a lot of influence and he knows how to operate in different systems. But what I was fascinated as a player, let's see how he does in his coaching career. Wishing him all the luck.
True, and also like they had an interesting game against Frankfurt. I would say, like, just let me check. Yeah, they had an interesting game against Frankfurt. Frankfurt scored 5 goals, but it was not actually like that. Actually, Leverkusen was in the game so far. Like probably, yeah, at least in the first half, they played well. But there are some issues with the refereeing decisions, and there are some bad moments from the players. So it altogether came in, but probably it was his first game with them. And in the second game, like last week, they or this week, I'm not sure. Let me check. They draw against Wolfsburg. Yeah, it's yesterday. Yeah, um, for you today actually. Um, they draw against Wolfsburg in their own field. So um, what interesting is that like with Xabi Alonso is that like well with the Leverkusen team is that like they actually scouting everywhere, and they bring players from everywhere, which like which actually very few German teams actually do this time.
Yeah. Um, so if is there anything else we want to talk in the Bundesliga? Otherwise, we might want to move into a little bit.
No, actually, it's a sort of like a overall view, I guess. But I will probably in the next time talk about some specific teams.
Yeah. So in the meantime, there's some game has happened in Champions League. Obviously, biggest of all of them, Inter Milan came came on top against Barcelona. That was a mad game, 3-3, and obviously they won the game in Milan and San Siro, and then
But it was fun to watch actually. Like I opened the TV and Barcelona started scoring. So if I started watching the match probably from the beginning, Probably Barcelona would have won.
Well, I'm I'm still kind of surprised if you keep saying that and it goes into public and if Laporta won't call you. Uh, but
Actually, these things happening, like keeps happening. Like when, for example, Union Berlin is trailing. If I open the TV and they started scoring, and if certain teams like I don't know, like I am bringing good luck to some teams like Real Madrid. Like when when I open the TV, they score. Like, so it's sort of like I'm bringing good luck to some teams.
you deserve more pay, my brother. But coming to Champions League, the Inter Milan game versus Barcelona, I think was pivotal for Inzaghi and Inter Milan to stay there, stay
Actually,
on
both
second.
of the games are like first game gave them confidence, and now they are actually getting their identity back. I'd say, sort
Now,
of.
now you can talk about the IQ, footballing IQ of Gerard Piqué. Please go ahead.
I'm not sure. Like I
Was it slipping or something?
no, I saw him doing the sort of stuff even like when Barcelona was playing well. When they are I'm not sure. Like if you notice his this sort of things from him, like when they are in the counter right, and they are in the really vulnerable position, and the goalkeeper was like open to
Stretched.
the
Yeah, yeah.
yeah towards the striker, and there is like one or two defenders like trying to come back. For some reason, Piqué, instead of like making the striker like shoot like or trying to block those shoot, he tried to be the goalkeeper. He always try
Mm.
to go behind and try to I'm not sure like he's what sort of like
That
he's
is
doing
so
this.
true. That is so true. If you go back to 2014 World Cup against Netherlands, the 6 goals Van Persie, some of them Arjen
I
Robben scored. You see 2 or 3 of them. Piqué was actually on the back post.
yeah, why like this is, and if you remember all those yeah, Bayern Munich humiliating them in 2012 or 13. I don't remember.
Yeah,
13
12, 13,
probably.
12, 13. Yeah,
12-13 season, like when Tito Villanova was coach and Piqué shaved his head. You can
yeah.
saw his bald head like in the
Mm.
back of the net because like they were caught up in counter attack and he was trying to be the goalkeeper. I'm not sure like why. You cannot use your hand like. Sorry.
I was going to say something, but I don't think it's applicable in the YouTube community. I might get banned.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, coming into that game, I mean, obviously, each time Barcelona tried to get in ahead, I mean that goal was silly let off from Piqué of saying that no danger, and Barella was literally lurking behind. I thought the second goal, especially from Inter, showed the vulnerability of Eric Garcia. Like with one touch, Lautaro Martinez basically took him away.
And one more thing, like after that move, actually, like I realized something like probably Lautaro Martinez is the most underrated striker right now in the
Is
world.
is not even in the nominee of the 30 Ballon d'Or, and he has
Yeah,
better ratio and stats
forget ratio and stats, like
and
what he
impacts.
does in the match. Yeah, what he does in the match, and Inter is like doing well last 3 years, and one of those like how can I say, one of the reason is him because of him. And now Lukaku is not even in this like first team or even in the substitute. Dzeko is playing well so far. Um, but when even Lukaku was there and they were winning the uh, Scudetto,
But
he was their best
Lautaro was
player.
yeah contributing
Yeah.
it the most. Um,
So
I think he has a fantastic ability to connect. And a lot of people talked about Lautaro being the young Kuneke a long time ago. I think he has all the technical skill, and he's very decisive on those sections, and certain finishes when he's in confidence is undoubtedly one of the best strikers in the world.
Actually, yeah, actually, like when people compared Kun Aguero with Julian Alvarez, actually, Martinez is more Aguero than Alvarez, actually, because of certain, how can I say, not like the physical structure, because of certain
But technical
like
skills and
finishing,
yeah,
actually, yeah, technical skills. Like Aguero, what he does, like he can actually like shake off any defenders from his tail. And what was like, I'm not sure, like how can you play like 180 minutes against a player and still cannot see that like this, you shouldn't be close to this player at all, you know.
the
uh,
worst part is Eric Garcia never looked into the ball. He was looking at Lautaro. I mean, he was not. He was trying to defend the guy, not the ball. I mean, that's unbelievable defending. Uh, but kudos to him. That game would have been done. I mean, Lautaro set up for the third goal as well, and also for the I think
they could have actually
Aslan.
scored, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't put the ball. Otherwise, they
uh,
would have actually just won it. But I should give credit to Simone Inzaghi. He normally sets his team to lose. I think against especially Bayern Munich and some of the big games against Milan, he done that. But I think against Barcelona in these two games, he actually tried to fight, and I think he
well, they
deserves
don't
credit.
have any other option, actually.
And I think Barcelona, the
Because
way they
they're
play, I think it suits Inter Milan or teams like Real Madrid.
not really, what I'm trying, like, see, in these three matches, like Barcelona, we discussed it at length in the beginning.
Mhm.
So uh, let's talk about it from Inter's point of view. Like, they actually make, what was lacking is that like their midfield was disjointed from their attack,
Mhm.
uh, and those midfielders actually made at least like those effort, like to run a little bit, like 2 feet at least more. That actually makes a lot of difference to the
Yeah,
to,
and
to
I
their
I think
style of play.
fit Barella makes a huge
And
difference.
yeah, Barella is like, probably, yeah, yeah, the commentator was saying today, in today's game, like it's already October, I quote, and he already passed his best scoring spray in
Yeah,
Inter.
yeah,
So yeah, like,
he's involved. He's either scoring or assisting. He's involved.
and I like Inter Milan a lot. Well, it's like,
What I liked about Simone Inzaghi, I don't know if he was forced. One is Onana is starting against now, even in the league, not Handanovic. And the other part is, I think Handanovic's career has been done by Dybala's score against Inter Milan. But coming to that Onana starting, that gives a lot of good things in terms of Onana can play the ball with his feet, and also that makes life easier for the three in the back. And the other part is that Brozovic is injured, and then he employed Hakan Çalhanoğlu in the pivotal role, and then have Henrik Mkhitaryan playing. So I think that was when he started doing that. I thought, okay, this is a little bit risky against Barcelona's midfield, but he's
It's
done.
not that actually, because Çalhanoğlu or Mkhitaryan both has like, how can I say, they can track players, and with Barcelona, uh, like the center backs was like taking care of Lewandowski, so like he's sometimes dropping in the midfield, but what the more like the main threat from the middle was Pedri, and he was not even like in the touch of the like or in the creation of anything, you know, like he is not even in the process. So like they are Barcelona always like depending on the creative side of the game on their wingers. That actually help them because like in the wing back positions, but like Inter probably still have like a little bit problems with the forms of Dumfries or someone else when they're playing, but their center backs are like solid in that sense so
Yeah,
far.
in
Um,
the 180 minutes that didn't give any kind of much sniff. I mean, obviously Lewandowski scored twice, but that's because he's Lewandowski.
yeah, yeah, true. Um, but yeah, they're going probably like if they win the
If
next
they win
game
against
again,
Victoria Pleasant, right?
yeah,
And
they're going to.
Bayern makes Barcelona like Bayern beat Barcelona, then Barcelona is Europa bound, and Inter Milan would be going into the top the next round, which is a big thing for Inter because
Yeah.
the ownership is trying to sell the club at this point. Um,
Yeah, that's another issue. Like recently, I have seen that actually probably documentary of American company is are taking over Italian clubs. So and there are some American companies are in line for Inter so
yeah,
far. I
yeah,
know.
and Sunwing was somewhat North American company.
Mm, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're airlines. I know them. Anyway, coming back to Inter, Inter's fantastic result, and obviously Bayern winning. That Bayern is almost uh, is good to go into the next round, and it's time now. If Inter doesn't really spill the bill, they'll be in the next round. But we have spoke about this group a lot. But what's your takeaway from the other groups in the Champions League?
Actually, Chelsea versus Milan, both tie was interesting to see. What's his name? Tomori got red carded,
It was
and Chelsea
so
actually,
cheap, so
yeah,
yeah, so cheap, I would say.
it was unbelievable. But yeah, it's still like, I'm gonna say like, yeah, it was the first time Chelsea won against an Italian team in Italy uh, after probably like 20 years or something.
Kudos to Graham Potter. All
Yeah, he's doing some pottery music, yeah, magic, I would say. But yeah, their team looks solid, and Aubameyang is like oh, all the scoring there as well. But yeah, but what interesting is that like Graham Potter is bringing some youngsters. We'll talk about probably in our
winning
English,
English Premier League,
yeah.
but
But the Chelsea team actually basically he's not playing that how can I say like a different of a football or a structure, but he's bringing different personals and a little bit of like how can I say change in techniques like transition especially. They are a little bit more direct, you know, than Tuchel. Oh, well, if you think about it, like if it's more like Tuchel's first season,
first season,
um,
yeah.
yeah. But with Milan, I thought like they will give them a good fight because like almost all the players were in injury. They came back, but with like 10 men's teams, it's always hard, you know, to fight uh, at the end. But Milan's form is not also that good actually in the league as well. So,
Yeah,
but it was interesting game
yeah.
in the group.
I thought Shakhtar played really well against Real Madrid.
They always do. But yeah, like it's Real Madrid, you know.
Yeah, they just
So in
Rudiger
Champions League,
obviously. had to broke his
Yeah,
face literally to bring Real Madrid in equation. But Shakhtar was really, I was impressed with not just their game against Real Madrid. I think they're certainly sitting on third on the group under Leipzig, but I think Shakhtar can make that. I think there are some good technical
um,
players and interesting players out there.
actually they are in also in line with so many players, but it depends on if they can make it through the
Yeah,
next round of the Champions League. But yeah, PSG versus Benfica was interesting.
it is. It is.
Uh,
Benfica didn't lose anything, I think, yet, off yet,
yeah, PSG was not actually that impressive,
without
and
Messi.
yeah, whenever Messi is not there, it's not like. But they played a game against
Pivot gang.
some club. Yeah, would- let's not go to the what can I say, um,
Yeah, fair enough.
uh, French drama. But yeah, but whenever Messi is playing, they looks a little bit different.
Very different, actually.
Even
They're looking more
yeah,
like a team.
yeah,
And without
exactly, and
Messi, I think even when Neymar is playing, he's not looking as dangerous as he's with Messi.
yeah, and if you have seen that last game like yesterday or
Hmm.
the day before yesterday,
Yeah, the
Messi was yeah involved in like two all of those goals. Like he has two assists and one goals, but one assist came from Mbappe.
yeah, I saw that.
Neymar was not there actually,
I
but
saw that.
they still did well.
Uh, I think one of the top thing that needs to be talked about is a Club Brugge. Club Brugge being on Group B's top when the Porto, Atletico Madrid, and Leverkusen is there. So they're definitely
They were still unbeatable so far.
fun team to watch.
Um,
There's two
yeah,
Canadians at least playing in there, and doing very well. It's incredible to see them doing well. Obviously, the Barcelona La Masia Academy striker Jutla,
yeah,
he's doing very well for them. And this team is very vibrant. When they're defending in intense, and then when they're going into attack and transition is very good.
yeah. They were like, really fast so far, and I think they are already made it
Qualified.
to the yeah. Oh, okay. So
That remains a question for Atletico Madrid if they can actually pull something in the last two games against,
I'm not sure.
or Simeone will go back in first round. That probably would happen in the first time ever.
Is it?
I don't know. I have to check. Like if he,
Um,
whenever he's participated in the Champions League, he definitely went to
they
the
played against
knockout.
Liverpool and some other team
But
in few years back, and they probably did not
to
make
the
it through.
knockout,
Yeah,
well, I'll have to check that. But yeah, I'm just think I can't remember any time they haven't really been in the knockout stages. But
but Group D with Tottenham, Marseille, Sporting, and
it's still
Frankfurt
wide
is
open.
like yeah, anyone can make it through. So
Yeah, Tottenham.
it's a
I
fun.
don't know. I mean, I don't get much confidence in this way of Tottenham. Someday they're good, someday they're not.
Actually, recently they are not playing well that much. That is the last match they played well, and against Arsenal they lost, and against United, uh, United it is actually United's one of the best performance. So
Yeah,
they're not in the form actually so far right
but
now, but Harry Kane is scoring anyway.
can we talk about a little bit of 4-0 humiliation of or no, sorry, not 4-0.
Oh, too.
Maccabi Haifa winning
Oh,
against Juventus.
of course. I actually missed the game.
I didn't see that. I normally don't see. Allegri's Juventus, but the result definitely intrigues me. Uh, Different people is blaming different things. Someone's blaming something, someone other is blaming and something else. So always fun to watch when Juventus are not winning. Definitely from press release, but Allegri they cannot actually sack him because they don't have enough money. I think, and with
The
Allegri,
most secure coach right now, I guess, is Allegri.
most hated. You say?
No, most secured, like
Oh, okay.
in the sense of like getting fired or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, they can probably fire him at this point. The other
No, actually, they won a game against some club
same
today.
team, Maccabi Haifa, and,
So
and recently in Syria they have win against Empoli 4-0.
yeah,
Um, but uh, on that group, PSG Benfica looks set to go into the next round.
yeah, Benfica is playing actually. What can I say? Given that the player they lose,
Yeah,
they're actually
playing
playing well.
some.
Yeah, but they also brought some players, which was like interesting to see.
Yeah,
Enzo Fernandez is playing well,
yeah.
but I'm not sure if he's going to make it to the World Cup because McAllister is also playing well in the Brighton.
I think they both might. Uh, who knows? Let's
And
see.
then who will drop?
Uh, I think
Guido?
let's talk about you can't drop Guido. Um, so Paredes, DePaul, Lo Celso. You have Guido Rodriguez. You have Papu Gomez. Then Alexis McAllister is almost certain to go. Who else you have? I think Enzo is going to go.
Enzo? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Palacios will make it because probably he's injured.
No, Palacios is not gonna make it because like he's out of form and also like the team is not going doing well in
Yeah,
the
no.
Champions League as well.
Enzo's first season has been very good. He can play in different positions and
Yeah.
be a register as well. So let's see. But it was a little bit of deviation of Benfica. The other, obviously, City is doing very well in that Group G. Dortmund looks to be set to go into the next round. I mean,
Yeah.
Sevilla
Actually,
doesn't have much tooth.
yeah. Actually, Dortmund is playing more well in the Champions League than that of in the league. And Billingham is like he's electric to see in the Champions
Yeah,
League night.
he's very exciting to see here.
Yeah. He actually, how can I say, like he has so many potential. Like if you think about as a central midfielder, he has this burst. Like we haven't seen that for a while. Like I'm not sure if I have ever seen this sort of player.
At least in England, like an English team. Sorry, English national. I don't think so.
Mm, Yeah, actually, never. Yeah, never actually. But
And
he
he has
has so
very
many
good
things.
technical skill too, and very good head too. I mean, he can make very good decisions.
Yeah, he never actually make bad decisions so far. But I hope he stays in Dortmund for at least like 1 or 2 more seasons and then move on.
But talking about the Group A, Napoli still going strong and scoring at least 3 4 goals in every game. Um,
Napoli scored 4 goals against Ajax actually, and it was an
s-
interesting game to see. Watch actually, like it was unbelievable performance, and I don't know what happened to him, but whenever Rashford is playing, he's like
Raspadori, yeah,
scoring. Yeah, he's scoring in every matches so far.
and Osimhen just came back from injury, and Raspadori may go into the bench. But that's my question: is
Yeah.
if Raspadori is giving you goals, whoever is coming, Gio Simeone coming from bench giving you goals,
Yeah,
um, and then you have Osimhen.
Yeah, normally Napoli doesn't have that much sort of like they have only like one, two
Three goal
players like
scorers. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, two, three goal scorer in the main team, like in the main 11. Now they have a like a goal scorer even in the bench. So
yeah.
maybe it's time for Napoli. I don't
Well,
know because they're
I'm
sitting top
just,
right now.
yeah, I'm very, very. It's exciting to see them first of all, and
Yeah.
obviously, I become an instant fan.
Also, like yeah, like I mentioned, like getting rid of Kunde and probably the older players like what who was there?
Kunde, or are you talking about Koulibaly?
Sorry, Koulibaly. Yeah, sorry, Koulibaly and
Martins and
Martins
Insigne.
and Insigne. Like getting rid of those players actually, like it's like make them more exciting to watch, especially in the transition, and they can actually hurt any team, even in the even they are not in the counter, you know. And these two midfielders sitting in deep, it's unbelievable.
They have
They're
so many
unbelievable to
options,
watch.
so many options,
Yeah.
and even someone like Politano coming from bench, and he's a fantastic player.
Yeah,
Uh,
like I also like surprised with like Politanos. Like, why is he in the bench? Like that was my first question, but
yeah,
then I realized, okay, that is not possible. Like Lobotka, how is playing Zielinski? He's
yeah,
like probably the best,
best of
like
the lot.
in his best,
Yeah,
yeah, best forms as well.
and
And
also
Anguissa
that
is like,
guy, Georgian guy,
uh,
Skicha Varashkelia, and then he's playing some 1-2s with whoever it is Zielinski or something. But yeah, just fun to watch this team.
yeah, but I'm not sure like if they are not going to do something big this season, probably because they will lose some attackers next season, for sure. Like some clubs will come at them, and given that like Napoli structure, um, and so far I heard from like Napoli's yeah, so from Napoli president's news so far, he's sort of like a mafia, you know, like yeah, give me like he asks like how can I say really huge amount of money for all those players, and never gonna give away for cheap, like.
No, no, no. That's
So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and also like today they are going to play
against Roma.
Roma. Yeah, it would be a fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know how to feel about Napoli. I mean, there are not a lot of good. There are not a lot of players going into World Cup from Napoli as well. So that's
Yeah, actually, Kimi is going to play, or
Zielinski,
and Zelensky.
and that's about it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's
Um,
otherwise I don't have much to talk about from the.
Liverpool won against Rangers by 7-1, and then the Liverpool is like
Well,
home and cold for. Uh,
when they're getting beaten by not Nottingham Forest. I mean,
but that's a topic for the next week, I
but
guess.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's you can't really trust Liverpool.
Yeah, but do you think like any English team other than City is favorite?
In Champions League. No,
Yeah, but what is the problem with City is like defensively they are vulnerable sometimes,
no,
and
not only that. I think there would come certain point or a certain game. Say for example against Real Madrid or something. I think Pep knows his player, knows his squad, but he doesn't know the killer 11, right? He might mix
mm,
up too much. He might experiment too much, and certain thing doesn't work, and you know, which has happened over last couple 3 seasons.
mm, yeah,
I think the
true.
biggest enemy is there sometime when you. It's good to have a certain fixed players you would play, and but Pep has so many options. I mean, I don't think he even knows what's the best option.
He's like a spoiled teenager.
Yeah. So other than that, I mean, Liverpool were my bet if it was preseason. But then how Liverpool is playing right now, and things can change. I'm not saying things cannot change, but Liverpool, a lot of players
No,
will be.
they have like a good cup runs. If you remember.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But things will be different after World Cup too, because now Diego Jota is an injury, and you when you're really dependent on Thiago Alcantara, and he does have a lot of pop, I mean reputation for being injured. So then the question is, if you if you sign Arthur Melo, you're not gonna get much of the quality of in the midfield, and Luis
Yeah,
Diaz is
except
not
like
there as too. Uh,
yeah, in the midfield, I would say like except for Harvey Elliott, other than him, nothing is nothing is beautiful right now.
no, it's I don't know. It seems like though for good thing Van Dijk looks to be a little bit in better form compared to say last season, but still I think it's not good enough.
True. Also, Salah is coming out probably. I'm not sure.
By the way, he scored the fastest hat trick in the history of
Yeah,
Champions League, like within span of 6 minutes or something.
yeah,
And before and after 6 minutes, everything is gray.
yeah. But like the how can I say? The quality of Salah is like is always there, but for some reason he's not in his head or something like that. He doesn't involve in the game anymore that much that he was involved for some reason. I don't know, and maybe it's also because Trent Alexander Arnold is not there anymore. That
Like
could be
there is
another reason.
someone is there. Is it Ghost?
Yeah. But yeah, like when he was there, he was getting more support from him. So, but for some reason, I'm not sure like why he's not that much involved
It just seems like Salah went back to I think before one Roma season he was
in Chelsea.
no he was in Chelsea, but he was kind of anonymous. Like he was impacting 1 or 2 games and then quiet for say 7 8 games, and all of a sudden it seems like he's back at that. There is not much consistency.
Yeah, for some reason he's not like quality is there, everything is there, like physicality is there, but he's not like that much intense and looking for goals. So that
Maybe
is
Fede Valverde's mental coach.
you should hire them or him.
But yeah, I don't have anything else to talk about in the
Yeah,
Champions
so
League.
am I.
I think should we wrap it up, or you want to talk about
Yeah.
dramas? Because I just don't want to go into drama at this point.
We can talk about Ballon d'Or, like
Sure, go ahead.
Karim Benzema
Well, that was kind of predicted, right? Everyone can kind of
predicted. Yeah,
yeah.
like
There's no
probably one of the thing like how can I say when Kaká won it or Ronaldo won it in like that La Decima season or like the 17 goals season, Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi won it like in
the 91 goal season.
not 91 goal season was
He didn't win it, right?
yeah, and also like Iniesta won the Europa League, sorry, Euro with Spain. So for me, yeah, Iniesta should win that one. But yeah, like what I'm trying to say, yeah, Messi in probably 2011, these sort of
Yeah,
things like
Messi in
Benzema,
2011 makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. So and Ronaldo's 17 goal season and like Ronaldinho's that
But yeah, let's
2006.
not go there. But I can understand where you're going. Like it's very
Yeah,
predictable. There's not much
yeah.
drama in here. Well, Benzema had a fantastic year, and it's great. It's a great story. Being just supporting cast for Cristiano for a long time, and then coming on his own and scoring a lot of important goals, and not just goals. His
Turning away the matches
football
like
IQ that we don't really
mhm.
talk about. His football IQ is there. Um, and it's what makes him one of the brightest. But on the same note, on the Ballon d'Or uh, program, I think Thibaut Courtois was talking about how hard it is for a goalkeeper to win it, and he's probably on the seventh position on the Ballon d'Or, although he was probably equally important player for Real Madrid.
Yeah, also, like he made so many important saves and he won Golden Gloves.
No,
Uh,
I get that, but it's so unfair for a keeper, right, to win it.
yeah, true, true.
But
But
how do you feel about Gavi winning it for
no, actually,
the
like
upcoming emerging
there,
player?
yeah, it's probably who was the second one?
I think was it Jude Bellingham or Nuno Gomez? I can't remember.
Okay, but is it for the under 21 or something like that?
Best upcoming player or something like the best youth player award.
Oh, okay. Hmm. I can see Bellingham is winning it probably, but Gavi, what he did like in 1 year, it's like
Yeah,
it's too much. Like
yeah, fair enough.
he's probably one of the important part of also like the that Spanish team as well. So probably that also counted. But other
Yeah,
than that, like Bellingham and Gabi is like really close
yeah,
and similar sort of player as well.
yeah. Uh, just before I
Mm,
let you go, I was thinking about something else other than the Ballon d'Or. I think in the Argentine Primera, there's one game left, and there's a 1 point gap between Boca Juniors and Racing on the top. Racing is playing Boca's eternal rival River Plate last game, and Boca is playing Independiente, who is the eternal rival of Racing.
let's
So
see.
I don't know what to call. This is getting very exciting.
They can actually self sabotage, and I'm not sure.
Uh, but
But River is not in the. How can I say? But
not in the conversation, and also it's
given
thankfully
given
the
that
last
like
game of
the
the Marcelo Gallardo.
easy living.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. That's actually sad.
the way he's living.
Yeah. But what he did for that club is like unbelievable. Uh, Winning Libertadores,
Yeah,
especially with against Boca, that game.
yeah, and also a lot of River Plate players are integral part of this Argentine national team that is doing
Yeah.
well. Uh, but on that thing, I thought I should bring up Fernando Gago when we're talking about footballing IQ and
Oh
football.
yeah.
And Racing is
Yeah.
doing. Racing is probably one of the fantastically coached team I've seen in recent times, especially in South America. And he's very stylish, not just his dress up, but his way of playing is very particular. So it would be very good to.
There was a talk with Gago because at the time when Zidane left and he was in the Real's academy coach and he everyone was looking for like a how can I say um well how his team was playing at the time and everyone was thinking about like okay he's going to be the next coach or something like that
Yeah,
but
that
he
that
did
could be a
not
few years away,
but
but still,
but
he's.
that's the interesting thing like Perez has a really good relation with Gago. Perez also has a really good relation with Xavi Alonso. and he actually said that them like you guys are always welcome in the club. So Real Madrid already have like two coaches in the line,
Yeah,
and both of them actually like technically genius,
yeah,
um, how especially how their team is playing
yeah,
so far.
yeah. So that's one, and the other part is Newell's doing. Sorry, not Newell's. Tevez taking it. Tevez doing very well with Rosario Central.
Rosario Central, yeah.
Yeah, it's doing very well, and I was already surprised about it because I didn't expect much from Carlos Tevez, but it's doing fantastic. Um, but
Well,
it's a nail biter. The last day, it would be the eternal rivals who'll decide the fate of each other's.
I can see River losing the game purposefully just to
But
please
then,
them.
if Independiente lose, then Boca is the champion.
Yeah, I know. But it will be fun to watch
Yeah, it would be
anyway.
fun. Yeah. Um. Yeah. On that note, I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
of course.
well, thank you again for the fun conversation. We'll be back again next week.
Thanks for the invitation.
See you around.